Hi and welcome to edCafe. Today we have a very special guest with us, जो कि अपने आप को किसी designation से बुलाना नहीं चाहती. She wants that to be called an educationist. So I welcome the educationist, Dr.Sakshi Sharma. Hi, Dr. Sakshi. Please tell our audience about yourself.
So, like you said, I don't prefer being called a principal, but I am a principal at Arwachin Public School and I am a social worker. With Arwachin Public School, I have been working for past 11 years.
Wow.
And this brand itself has been in this industry for past 70 years.
Wow.
So, we have that legacy of 70 years, but our motto is very different. We are focusing on quality rather than quantity. And that is what we are going to discuss now with your questions, because what the concept of this edCafe and the points you wanted to discuss here, obviously I'm sure that is going to bring a lot of benefit to our audience, and as well as it's going to help us educationists to do something better for the children in coming years.
Definitely, ma'am. With your experience, I'm sure it will bring a lot of benefit to a lot of people. Coming to the point of where you said you are running a legacy of 70 years.
Yes.
First of all, it's a massive thing.
Thank
Kudos to you.
Thank you.
At such young age, you are handling this legacy. Tell me, how does it feel? How does actually feel like, when you enter the gates and you feel? Is it like a very overwhelming thing for you? Or how is it?
See, it will be a little dramatic if I say, but honestly, I feel I'm so blessed that I get this opportunity to work with our Arwachin group of schools, and what our Bauji, fondly called as Bauji, but late Shri Srinivas Sharma ji. Bauji and his wife has started this school where their motto was to educate girls, especially. And because in those days English was not that kind of a language which people would use in their day-to-day lives, or teachers are trained that way. So his vision was to open an English medium school, and he started with 13-14 students, and all of them were girls. So I am taking care of the legacy that has been started by someone like Srinivas Sharma ji, and the legacy he has left for us. Now it's our duty to take care of it, and every day I thank him that he offered me this opportunity, and I try to justify that every day, because it's not easy to enter a place which is 70 years old.
Yeah.
Right. And then I feel कि ठीक है, और 7,000 years तक भी अर्वाचन का नाम ऐसे ही फेमस रहना चाहिए. अभी हम काम कर रहे हैं, आगे जाके हमारे बच्चे करें, हमारे टीचर्स. I want all of us should come together and work on this one particular dimension where we can give what Bauji has visioned many years back.
That's like, when you say 70 years, to me it feels like a big gate opening up and an overwhelming feeling like a Bollywood film. But yeah, it's a very
every day I enter my school, I have this habit of like touching the floor and like thank you God, and everything should go smooth. And then we have this little temple near our reception area. There we have our Bauji's picture also, so I thank him also. And then legacy, that it's not only about Bauji, it's about the kids also, our students. We have students who have been IS officers, we have students who are working with NASA, we have students who are working in defense, there we have students who are like famous CAs, we have students who are even Bollywood actors, we have students who are bloggers, influencers. So we have all that legacy in that one name, that's Arwachin group of schools.
That's so nice. And usually what happens is the student goes to college and then they pass out from that, and then most of the times the college takes the credit, and people don't talk about the schools, their alma mater, right? But the education is coming from the grassroots level, and that is what takes them to where they are today. Hats off to you that you're doing it. My next question is again associated with the 70-year legacy. You must have discussed with your legacy staff and educators and probably your Bauji and from your family, you must have heard about how the education system was then.
Yeah.
And you are here, you've been here for good 11 years now. Tell me what has changed.
A lot. Not much in the curriculum, but a lot has changed in the way how education is being imparted in the school. So earlier, like I'll start with the most simplest thing which everyone can relate to is punishment system. Right? Earlier, a teacher were able to slap you or could send you out of the class, right? Now this has changed. Not only in the terms of corporal punishment, but because now teachers understand that if I'm going to send him or her outside the classroom, they're going to waste that particular 1 hour or maybe 40 minutes. So this is how system have changed. Earlier it was all book based. Now it's more of activity based, and it's now everything is with the help of teaching aids. Now teaching aids, it's not only charts or apparatuses, it's also computer, smart boards. So this has changed in past 70 years. धीरे धीरे करके changes आए हैं, but आए हैं. Earlier teacher used to come in the classroom and because books were same for like good 10-20 years, they don't need to prepare those lesson plans. They're already, everything is there in their brain. So teachers were basically the books for the students. Then there was a time when teachers used to prepare lesson plans that now today I'm going to teach this, today I'm going to teach about nouns, after a week I'm going to teach about pronouns, then verbs. So there was this hierarchy system which teachers used to follow. Now that has also changed. Now we have smart boards, and books are inside the smart boards, activities inside the smart boards, exercises, worksheets, everything is available in the smart board system. All we need to do is to switch on the smart boards, and now we are interacting with the kids more. Earlier it was book and student relationship, now it's teacher and student relationship, because she doesn't need to hold that book all the time, or student doesn't need to write down everything all the time. They are understanding everything is available via ERP system to them, so they are paying more attention in the classroom now. So that's a good thing. And this is a personal question. I remember my school days. I had a chemistry teacher, Laikram sir, and he was an amazing organic chemistry teacher. He taught us all the parts of chemistry, but organic chemistry was like his favorite. And he had a very peculiar way of teaching it. He used to bring those carbon atoms in a very lively format. Okay, इसने इसको काटा, इसका नुकसान हो गया, plus minus को he used to say राजी गैर राजी and like that, and he used to teach like that. I believe with the technology part coming in, this has of course taken an uplift. Of course I cannot go back to Laikram sir. He passed away a few years back, but I would like to ask you, what would an educator prefer, teaching like this or teaching with all the smart boards and all these things? Basically I want to understand how the adaptation looks like, because of course technology is a must for everyone, but I just want to understand the adaptation. But as an educationist, I look at these things as just aids, teaching aids. I believe if I am in a classroom and maybe internet is not working, or there is some light problem or something, so I should be prepared. I am not completely dependent on technology or any other teaching aids, but yes, they help me a lot while teaching something, or to make my class more proactive. I want my students to interact with me. I want my students to ask why. And if I want them to ask me why, the whole concept should be cleared in a way where they can understand what they are reading or what they are studying. Now, when you are saying ki technology, like how technology benefits, 70% benefit अब technology से ही है. I tell you how. For example, I am reading a chapter to you, तो आपका understanding 50% होगा. But वही chapter की अगर मैं आपको picture दिखा दूँगी, you will understand it better, you'll remember it better, right? अभी कितने सारे ऐसे novels हैं जिनके ऊपर movie बनती है, and then वो novel का seal double हो जाता है, right? Because now people understand it better. Because when you're looking at a picture and you're looking in a very, you know, playful manner, I call these teaching aids in a playful learning methods, because then students, if I am teaching them, say for example I am teaching them about Lok Sabha, तो या तो मैं स्कूल में एक लोक सभा का सीन क्रिएट करवाऊंगी, देन दे विल लर्न इट इन अ बेटर वे. क्योंकि अगर मैं उन्हें सिर्फ बुक से पढ़ के बता रही हूँ बाय पेज बाय पेज, पेज बाय पेज, तो कुछ बच्चे मेमोराइज कर लेंगे, कुछ को नहीं समझ में आएगा. बिकॉज 40 स्टूडेंट्स की क्लास में हर बच्चे का मेंटल स्टेटस डिफरेंट होता है और उनका अंडरस्टैंडिंग लेवल भी डिफरेंट होता है. एज एजुकेशनिस्ट, फर्स्ट थिंग आई डू इज टू अंडरस्टैंड, टू कैलकुलेट देयर IQ level, their EQ level. That is more important than focusing on the numbers they are gaining on the chart. राइट. सो व्हेन आई लुक एट दीज टीचिंग एड्स, मुझे ये पता है कि ये एड मुझे किस हिसाब से मैनिपुलेट करना है और कैसे प्रेजेंट करना है, सो दैट माई किड्स कुड टेक बेनिफिट ऑफ इट. बिकॉज अगर इनके प्रॉज है तो इनके कॉन्स भी.
एब्सोल्युटली. Yes.
So, and luckily we had that lockdown period where education system has gone completely online.
Yeah.
So somewhere our students, our teachers, our parents, they are all aware of this online system, and they value this system more. And anyways, टेक्नोलॉजी का बेनिफिट यही था कि लॉकडाउन के टाइम पे भी एजुकेशन पे फुल स्टॉप नहीं लगा. स्टूडेंट्स वर स्टडिंग एट देयर होम, दे वर gaining their degrees, they're promoting from the classes, they're doing everything that they should do. That is the most important thing.
Yeah, I believe COVID for education was a blessing in disguise,
yes,
because
course,
it brought in the change that could have taken probably 10 years if
yes.
had COVID not been there.
Yeah.
But that happened.
Yeah.
So okay, there is something to thank COVID for. So but moving on, 70 years mein change that you described is more of an infrastructural change, right? In our previous conversations, we discussed very deeply about the curriculum that is still the primitive
yes.
curriculum that was taught 70 years back, or maybe before that. What are your views there? What are your views on that?
So majorly many policies have been introduced by government and education ministry where we could bring certain changes in the curriculum, but not much has changed back then. But what I do, I cannot say about the mass, because obviously किसी भी चीज़ को vast level पे change करना बहुत difficult है. Where in our country जहाँ पे population ही crores में आती है, तो और हर किसी के लिए adaptation और acceptance भी कम होगी एकदम से किसी new formation को लाने के लिए. Even teachers who've been teaching for good 30-40 years, आप उनको एकदम से कोई नई policy बोलोगे, they'll take some time to understand and learn about it, right? So उतने changes नहीं आए, बहुत changes हैं, but उतने नहीं आए हैं जितना हो सकता था, like as compared to other countries. But what we educationists can do at our level is that we can plan our curriculum in a way where we are not disturbing the pattern of CBSE or state board or any other board that school is following. But what we can do, we can create certain activities where students are age prepared. Like I told you कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल मुझे उन्हें बैंक रिकन्सिलेशन का चैप्टर समझाना है. सो रादर देन टीचिंग देम दैट चैप्टर, व्हाई कांट आई क्रिएट अ होल सीन ऑफ बैंक एंड देन वी स्टार्ट क्रिएटिंग सम ट्रांजैक्शंस, एंड देन लेटर ऑन माय स्टूडेंट्स आर reconciling those transactions. They learn and they'll understand more, because that's like the instant experience they've been experiencing that one particular place. Also, like we have organized this Shark Tank activity in our school, where our students of class 11th and 12th, they've bring some amazing ideas, and you'll be surprised to know that there was 100% participation from my students' side.
Wow.
Every single kid was an entrepreneur, and all of them had this amazing business ideas. For example, when I go to a market and I buy that eco pencil, that eco-friendly pencil, and it's for like 100-200 rupees somewhere, my students are manufacturing it for like 6 rupees. It is so affordable.
Yeah.
But how they are managing their expenses out of it, it's that what I need to teach them, and that what school should do. without disturbing their curriculum, because in a curriculum we are told that you should take 5 subjects, 5 periods for accountancy in a week, 5 periods for economics in a week. अब आप उसमें कैसे इन एक्टिविटीज़ को मर्ज करोगे, ये एक टीचर का काम है. By designing those chapters in a way where I am completing my syllabus also. Curriculum means syllabus. Yeah. Right. So I am completing my syllabus also without disturbing their time, and also I am conducting certain activities. They're understanding these syllable point in a better way. So that's kind of things that we do now.
But does that mean that they have to students have to dedicate more time to understand these things? Okay.
No. They don't have to miss their games period or dance period, because that's what I
wanted to know. Yes.
So no, I do not do that. What I do is, I tell you, like for example English. Yeah. English is a subject जो class 1 से लेके class 12 तक रहता है, right? And majorly 5 to 6 periods in a week English subject को दिए जाते हैं. Now for example, I am teaching them a chapter called Lilliput.
Yeah.
आप सबने उसकी मूवीज़ भी देखी हैं, इंग्लिश में भी है, बॉलीवुड में भी है, हॉलीवुड में भी, इट्स एवरीवेयर, राइट? अब वही मूवी भी मैं क्लास में दिखा सकती हूँ बच्चों को, और मैं मीनवाइल उनको चैप्टर एक्सप्लेन करा सकती हूँ. और व्हाट आई कैन डू इज आई कैन मेक अ मॉडल where I have displayed this huge giant man, and then उसके आसपास छोटे Lilliputs भी लगा दिए हैं. Now I can explain them what is the difference between a Lilliput and a giant man. And then I can explain this whole story to them. Or what I can do is I can create a nice skit for my kids where a class 12 student is playing a role of that giant man, and like class 1 students are playing a role of those Lilliputs. So these are the ways when I'm going to teach them like this, they'll understand and they'll remember it better.
Yeah.
Then just going by the book. And now it's not important कि आप हर chapter को project based कर दें. It's not important and it's not possible.
Yeah.
So that's when our experience come where we plan things accordingly. कि किस चीज़ को टेक्नोलॉजी का ज़रूरत है, किस चीज़ को ऑफलाइन एजुकेशन का ज़रूरत है, किस चीज़ को प्रोजेक्ट का, मॉडल का, जिसको जैसी ज़रूरत है उस हिसाब से हम उसकी एडिंग प्लान करते हैं. एंड that's where the experience comes in, and that is why schools are important. When certain times people say कि स्कूल कैसे डिसाइड करना चाहिए, like there's this question where parents say कि I don't know कि how should I like find the best school for my kid. So we end up fantasizing those facilities and brands and other things, rather than we should focus on the education that particular school is imparting. Like you have said, you're from DAV, and DAV is famous for its education system. By far it's the best education system. DAV सबसे ज़्यादा famous रहा है for their education pattern and their curriculum.
Thank you.
Right? They're not more on activity based, they're more on book based education. So अब अगर मुझे book based education को value करनी है, then I'll definitely go for DAV. But अगर मुझे ऐसा चाहिए, I am not saying DAV कम है, but for example मुझे ऐसा चाहिए कि नहीं, मुझे activity based भी education चाहिए, then I'll go for Arwachin Public School. Now if I say I want for like horse riding, swimming and other things, मेरे को ये चीज़ पे भी फोकस करना, then I'll go for some school जहाँ पे ये सब फैसिलिटीज़ चाहिए. So parents also need to guide themselves out कि क्या चीज़ मेरे को अपने बच्चे को देनी है. What is my vision for that kid?
So in a way, parents today, the array of the type of schools is so vast that parents need to be counseled before they send their children to
when a parent is visiting a school for that admission, they should prepare one questionnaire and they should ask certain questions to the school.
Yes.
I think besides fully air conditioned building and 100 computer lab, tell me how you're going to teach my kid. There are students who have problems like late speech, and then there are kids who are unfortunately dyslexic or who have trouble reading, trouble understanding. Parents should have, they should ask certain questions as well. That how do you deal with those students as well? And for example, say my son he enjoys music a lot. So I'll ask the school ki, what kind of a music lab you have and what kind of music facilities you're going to provide my kid. So we need to understand that आगे जाके प्रोफेशनल करियर ऑप्शन में सिर्फ CA, इंजीनियर, डॉक्टर ही नहीं है. देयर आर मेनी अदर ऑप्शंस अवेलेबल, एंड दैट्स व्हाट जो शार्क टैंक के थ्रू हमने बच्चों को बताया भी है. that you can be an influencer, you can be a blogger, you can be anything.
Absolutely.
And then we call certain people from those certain industries who come and who talk to my students. Like I have called Shivam Kakkad, who has worked in Ki Jawani movie. So I called him and he had this amazing conversation with my kids, and he explained कि कैसे इस industry में आप आ सकते हैं, where theatre helps and where dancing helps, what kind of skills helps in what departments. So I keep on calling these peoples also, and then they educate my kids with the help of teachers. So
that's a very good thing, and I believe this should be done very actively. In fact, if needed, they can take some time I mean, this is just my suggestion, that they can take some time off the the standard education and impart it more to this, because vocational, we call it vocational, or we call it hobby classes, whatever we want to call it.
But now education has become little simpler, I tell you. You might have prepared 30 chapters for your board examination in social studies, right? Now kids prepare 10 chapters. So that is the major difference. And now we have history exam, civic exam, geography exam. Now it's divided into 3. Right, and then we have practicals, like 30 marks ka practical hai, and which is school based. So now education system has changed a lot. 5 marks for activity, 5 marks for books maintenance. So this is the way to help kids to to like earn good marks and to like.
But do you feel that of course education system has gone easier, like you said, but every day we go out and I feel this is something that I feel that children, every generation is getting smarter.
Yes.
Every day. So I started using mobile phone at the age of I was in college, second year. That was my first mobile phone, right? But I see a 5-year-old kid using mobile phone.
Because of online system also, no?
Yes. So technology has made children much smarter now, right?
I would say it has not become easier, but it has become competitive in a way where kids have become more adaptive to it. I believe if I was of their age, शायद मैं इतनी adaptive नहीं होती. I'll be complaining about certain things.
Maybe not. But
these kids, they are very smart. They're bright. Yeah. And they know what they want. They know what they should do, and they know everything. Like.
Do you feel that the education system that is going easier day by day, it should not go that way? It should stay there, or do you think that some sort of how much it is? So I'll rephrase the question. Do you feel that the standard curriculum, I'm not talking about the things that you're doing aside the curriculum, I'm talking about this curriculum that you have to go for, like 5 periods of this, blah 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 blah. So do you think that this curriculum, the standard primitive curriculum that has been on and off for years now, is there a change required in this particular thing?
Yes, a little, not a little, काफ़ी changes चाहिए, but again it has not become easier. Now what has happened, like when you and I were going to schools, it was more about teacher and student relationship. Right, they used to give us the homework, we used to do it at the home, and then we used to submit it at the school, right? Now it has changed. Now homeworks involve parents' participation also. It's more activity based, it's more project based, chart based. So parents they also need to help their kids that way. I think that part should be eliminated, because then student is not giving their 100%. Because if parents are helping them, we used to give our 100%, right? The only help we had was tuition classes. Because at that time the system of education was very different. Now it's all about rat race and competition. Your son is going for swimming classes, then my son should too. Right, whereas we should understand कि मेरे बेटे की preference कुछ और हो सकती है और आपके बच्चे की preference कुछ और हो सकती है. So it should not be that ways. अब यही changes अगर हम education system में ले आएंगे, for example, like I said, swimming classes, जैसे ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर सर ने योगा क्लासेस को कंपल्सरी किया है, ऐसे कुछ अगर और हम वोकेशनल एजुकेशन सिस्टम्स को कंपल्सरी कर देंगे स्कूल में, तो आई थिंक दैट वुड हेल्प देम अ लॉट इन फ्यूचर. बिकॉज जो एक्टिविटीज़ मैं अभी करा रही हूँ, अगर ये कंपल्सरी हो जाएंगी तो इट बिकम वेरी ईजी फॉर मी to conduct those activities without making anyone understand why it's important. because before conducting anything also you need to make people understand, involved in that particular process, that why I'm doing this and why is it important.
That's very different way of looking at it, but I believe it is required, and a few more like yourself would, I think, bring in a lot of change, I believe. It's a long race, long ever long run, and I'm very grateful that you are in this run, and I just hope that you bring in the change that everybody sees, and whatever you feel that should be changed or modified or upgraded, it should be done within your time. And there's something else to impart.
While drafting the books and syllabus, if we start taking few suggestions from schools, then also it will help everyone a lot, because nowadays the major problem is that after every 3 buildings there's a school. And that is the major problem. Variety बहुत है, knowledge नहीं है, competition की वजह से time नहीं है, and what everyone is doing basically कि ठीक है ये book, other school is using this book, I'll also take this book. बट वो बुक का क्या बेनिफिट है बच्चों को, इसके बारे में कोई बात नहीं कर रहा है. इंटीग्रेशन, डिफरेंशिएशन, वेक्टर थ्योरीज हम सब पढ़ते आ रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारे रियल लाइफ में उसका क्या बेनिफिट है उसकी कोई बात नहीं कर रहा है. एंड what I feel is that now is the time when education should be child based and not book based. For example, you do not understand or you do not like physics, you should not be forced to study physics. If you, for example, you enjoy agriculture, I should have subjects where I can provide you that knowledge. That would help my farmer industry a lot. So I feel that education now is the time when education should be child centric. It should revolve around the child. I understand that till the age of 13, when they're like in 8th standard or 9th standard, they do not understand what exactly they want. But if we start drafting the events and competitions in a way where we can understand that what is their EQ level and where they stand. We should always do this SWOT analysis in schools also. We should understand what is their strength, what are their threats. Majorly sabka threat math subject hoga. What are the opportunities they get in daily lives, and all these basic things that we should work on. What are their weaknesses, and once we draft this analytic system, then we'll be able to understand our students in a better way, and then we can create curriculum more child centric than book centric.
That's a very nice way of putting it, SWOT analysis.
Yes.
I believe the next NEP should look like a SWOT analysis of the current system.
So this is what I'm doing in my school.
You should, and I think this should be propagated to other schools.
I have this report card where this at the last page we have this SWOT analysis, जो कि yearly based होता है. So teacher pen downs everything. Basically it comes out from the ERP system only, but they note down everything. What are their strengths? It could be music, it could be dance, it could be taekwondo, it could be skating, it could be writing, it could be chapter reading, it could be anything. So we pen down everything so that parent को भी every year पता चलता है कि where their child has been throughout the year.
That's a very beautiful way. The time is on the other side for us, although I want to keep talking because this is something that I really like to, but I have to take your leave. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much
for coming here, joining us on this. Thank you for sharing your views for our audience. They would love to hear what you said, and I'm sure whatever we can contribute to your mission, we'd love to. We are technology experts, and of course technology is something where we contribute, but even apart from that, wherever you need our help, at least I am at your disposal. Thank you all. Thank you for watching us, thank you for listening us. If you are listening to us, next time we'll be bringing in another guest, another amazing person, another great experience with us. Thank you. Bye bye.